Good. So let's go get going. So first of all, thank you all of you for joining today. I hope you had a nice weekend, and let's get ready for the next week market action next week, and maybe next week we'll cover the events which happened in the last week, and we'll also look at what are the important events upcoming in the next week. Okay. So as we normally do, we'll be analyzing Indian market, Nifty, Bank Nifty, of course. And in addition to that, as we always do, we'll be looking at the global markets also, what is happening in SPX, what is happening with Nasdaq, what is happening with dollar index, gold, crude oil. Okay. And then we'll look at some momentum stocks, some bullish stocks and some bearish stocks. So we'll follow these details, and that will basically help us to prepare for the next week's action. So those of you who do not know, my name is Ritin Chaudhary, and I'm basically director and founder at RGS Consulting. RGS Consulting is a wealth management firm offering various services in stock market, in private equity, commodity, cryptocurrency, etc. So just a quick background about myself, and the business in RGS is going on for almost 9 years, and we have clients all over the world. And the area of expertise is into portfolio design and management, derivative trading, and then we also have a lot of training services also which are available. So that's a quick info about myself. So let's go ahead. So let us quickly review the week gone by, what happened in the last week. So last week, the market was mostly bearish, okay, and although not major, but there was a fall. As you can see, Nifty and Sensex, they almost gave a fall of around 0.8%, or you can say roughly 1%. And the triggers, as usual, the market volatility is going on in Indian market, in global market. The tariffs from US, that drama continues. There is no proper clarity on that. And as an impact, you can say Indian IT stocks are under pressure. TCS result was there, and the result was disappointing, and even the forecast is disappointing. It's a major Nifty contributor. So Nifty TCS was down, and then that impacted Nifty also. For that matter, Reliance was also down. So the major large cap stocks were down, and because of that, market was also down. So which were the positive sectors? FMCG and pharma were positive. FMCG did well, led by Hindustan Unilever, and consumer durables, as it is mentioned, was good. Telecom was underperforming along with IT. Top gainers in Nifty, Hindustan Unilever, Kotak Mahindra Bank, NTPC, these were some of the top gainers. And who were the losers? Titan was one of the losers, TCS was a loser, Reliance was a loser, right? So as I said, a lot of large cap stocks were down last week. So overall, a bearish week, and especially a lot of large cap stocks were down. So that is, in fact, that is something that has impacted the market. So as I said, TCS result was bad. Kotak Mahindra result was good, and the stock gave a rally. Glenmark rallied because of a licensing deal which they did. So Glenmark will be a good stock to track, maybe not at the current level, but at some dip it can be bought. Then this Oswal Pumps also had a bad result. Tata ELXI result was again bad. Vedanta performance is good. The overall quarterly result is good. PNG, Procter and Gamble result is good, and as I said, FMCG did well last week. And Nykaa, FSN e-commerce, which is also, I mean, the brand name is Nykaa, it is also doing good. So these are some of the important results which were there in the last week. So that can give us clue about what we can expect from the results in the upcoming weeks. In the US market, S&P 500 and Nasdaq last week hit all-time high. Okay, but at the same time, currently, as per technical analysis, their RSI is highly overbought, and it is basically something showing levels in July 2024, similar to July 2024, and there was a fall in July 2024. So you see it on the charts. Let's see if a fall is expected in coming weeks there. On the tariffs front, Donald Trump tariff drama continues. He has imposed or declared tariffs on Canada, and on the weekend he declared tariffs on Mexico and European Union. Okay, European Union is a major bloc, and I think this is going to lead to a lot of friction. European Union is not going to give up just like that. So there will be a lot of fight between USA and European Union on the tariffs front. So we'll see that unfolding in the next week. Major stock in India, SBI, it raised a QIP and they raised around 25,000 crore, and it basically is sentimentally positive for the banking sector. Okay, so these are some of the important activities which have happened. What are the major upcoming events? What are the events which are going to happen next week? Again, important for us. So major ones are highlighted here. China is going to declare their GDP, okay, on Tuesday, 15th of July. So definitely this will have an impact on the global markets, on dollar index, on gold. This is going to have an impact on crude oil. This is going to have impact. Okay, so crude oil, gold, dollar, everything will be impacted by this Chinese GDP outcome. Similarly, US CPI is also expected on Tuesday. So it will have impact on the Indian market on Wednesday because it will come on Tuesday night. Then some data expected from UK, nothing major. Then US retail sales again on Thursday. So two major days, Tuesday and Thursday. US retail sales on Thursday. So these are the events that we need to watch from the global point of view. And there are of course a lot of other events also, but they may not have a major impact. What are the results next week in India? Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank, Axis, ICICI Bank. So major large cap companies are going to declare results next week. Okay. So some will be positive, some will be negative, and it will have a lot of impact on the market. So a lot of volatility is expected next week. That is for sure. IT firms are also going to declare the results, Tech Mahindra, Tata Technologies and all. So looking at TCS, mostly the IT company results should be negative, especially the large cap ones, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, HCL, Tata Technologies, let's see. Then corporate action is also expected next week. So you can give a note of that if you are tracking these stocks. So let's analyze the charts now, okay? And that is something important part of the discussion. Anybody has any query, comment, you can put it in the chat box. I'll try to respond to that. So let us start with SPX. As you know, excuse me, we always look at the macro picture, and as part of the macro picture, you have to look at what is happening in the global market. So what is happening in Standard & Poor's, SPX, what is happening in Nasdaq, DXY. Bond yield is basically the US banking rate of interest that indicates in the bond yield. And then crude oil and gold, because this give a good picture. The study of this gives us a good picture about what we can expect in the stock market, because all these indices have a major impact or direct impact on the stock prices or stock market. Okay, so that's the reason we always study this, and it helps us to basically get clarity on the market direction. So what is happening with SPX? So as I mentioned earlier, SPX did an all-time high last week. So you can see it here. So previous all-time high was broken. Previous all-time high was done in February 2025. And we saw that broken last week in July 2025. So almost after 5 years, after 5 months. Okay, but all said and done, the market looks exhausted, and it is quite possible that next week will be possibly red for SPX. If it is red for SPX, then obviously other markets will also react accordingly. And especially the declaration of tariffs on European Union, that's not going to go well for the markets. It's going to definitely have negative impact on the market. Now, what is happening on the other indices? If you look at dollar index, so last week was green for dollar index. Now, normally dollar index and SPX, they are inversely proportional. Okay. Now, if you see week of 23rd June and week of 30th June for SPX, and if you see the same thing for dollar index, these are inversely proportional. So dollar index was down, stock market was up. Dollar index was down, stock market was up, and stock market or SPX was flat here last week, 0.3% down. SPX was in green. Okay, SPX is basically recovering. So technically also, if you look at this, if you follow technical chart patterns, this is a descending channel. Okay, a descending channel means it's a bullish pattern. Bullish pattern means once this breaks out, and there is a high possibility that this trend line will be broken, and from here, dollar index can give a breakout. So if dollar index gives a breakout, then you can expect a heavy fall in the stock market. Okay. And conversely, if you see the chart of SPX, this has formed a ascending channel, sorry. An ascending channel is typically a bearish pattern. So you can draw it like this. So when you attend my sessions, you can also learn how to do charting. So this is a pattern which is getting developed in S&P, and excuse me. If this pattern breaks, there is a high possibility that there will be a big fall in SPX. It can go definitely up to 6233, and if 6233 goes, then it can go all the way up to 6088 or 6100. So around 100 points, 150 points drop in SPX is a major drop from the SPX point of view. So we can see it here. Dollar index and SPX, they are moving in opposite direction, and there is a possibility of bearishness in the market in SPX next week. If you look at bond yield, again, bond yield is also already has given a breakout. Okay. When bond yield is going up, it again indicates that stocks are under pressure. Okay. So again, a descending channel breakout on bond yield. So technically, 90% next week will be quite a red week. Okay. Let us look at gold. Again, gold and stock markets are inversely proportional. So you can see here gold correction is over, and it has already started becoming bullish, and again a breakout here. So gold is going higher, dollar is going higher, bond yield is going higher. So these are all bearish signs for stock market. Okay. Another thing that we need to look at is crude oil. Crude oil is recovering after the ceasefire that was declared between Israel and US. There was a sharp fall in crude oil, but after that, from last to last week, it has started recovering. Okay. So it is bearish, especially for markets like India. Let us look at USD INR, one parameter I forgot to add here. So again, as dollar index is increasing, USD INR is also increasing. That is, INR is going down. So INR going down, crude oil going up, all negative for India. Okay. Now let us see what is happening with Nifty. So no surprise here. Gold Crude oil has been green for last 2 weeks. USD INR is green for last 2 weeks, which means INR is falling for last 2 weeks. DXY is also green last week. So our dear Nifty is down. Okay, last 2 weeks were red for Nifty. And it is highly possible that we'll see another red candle next week. Okay, there might be some volatility, but there is high possibility of a red candle on weekly next week. So everybody with me, are you getting it? So this is how we normally analyze the market. This gives us the clarity about what we can expect in Nifty, and let us look at Bank Nifty also. So Bank Nifty again, if we see it on weekly, obviously Bank Nifty is also red for last 2 weeks, and high chance that we will see a third week also which is red. So what are the support and resistance levels that we can expect? So on the 1 hour, you can see a resistance around 25,370, and on the higher time frame, the resistance will be around 25,700. So these are the resistance levels for Nifty. Okay, resistance in the sense in case there is a market recovery, तो निफ्टी कितना ऊपर जा सकता है, तो इट कैन टच मे बी 25,375 or 25,400, and on the higher side around 25,600. So 25,375 to 25,600 इस लेवल में निफ्टी ऊपर जाता है, इनकेस ऊपर गया तो ओके. एंड निफ्टी कैन गिव सम रैली इन केस देर इज अ फेवरेबल इंडिया यूएस ट्रेड डील. ओके, इंडिया यूएस टैरिफ डिस्कशंस आर गोइंग ऑन, और वो अगर थोड़ा फेवरेबल रहता है इंडिया के लिए, so that might be sentimentally positive for Nifty. On the support side, if you see, so already this important support is broken. If you can see, the Nifty is below this blue line, blue moving average. So it can go all the way up to 24,500. Okay. Of course, it will not go straight away up to 24,500. So there is a support around 24,950 or 24,900. So 24,900 and 24,500 or 24,450. So this is the support range. So overall 24,450 to 25,550 or 25,600. This is the range. Around 1,000 points range is possible for Nifty in next 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, so it can happen in next week or it can happen in next week. But overall for next 2 weeks, we have to consider this 1,000 points range for Nifty. Let us look at Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is near support. Around 56,400 is the next support for Bank Nifty. But if this support breaks, then it can go all the way up to so 55,500 will be the next support. 56,500. After that, you have 55,500, around 1,000 points drop, and then it can go all the way up to 54,300 also. I don't think it will be, I mean, such a steep drop is possible, but you never know. You have to always keep that in mind. So to summarize the levels for Nifty and Bank Nifty, okay. So on the shorter time frame, Nifty range is 24,950 to 25,375 as we saw on the charts. And on the higher time frame, the range is 24,450 to 25,500. So around 1,000 points range. So you can adjust your trades and positions accordingly. So around 24,450, अगर Nifty touch करता है, तो it will be a good level for buying quality stocks, especially from the long-term point of view. Okay, so overall market trend is bullish, long-term market trend is bullish. ये 500 points, 1,000 points का drop volatility चालू रहेगा. So around 24,400, 24,500 will be a good level to buy good stocks, and I will post some of those stock names on the RGS Alpha. In Bank Nifty, as I explained, 56,400 to 57,000 is the shorter time frame range. and on the higher time frame 55,700 to 58,200 is the range which is there. So again around 55,500, some good banking stocks like ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, these banks can be bought in case there is a drop to that level. So around 2,500 range, 2,500 points range is possible for Bank Nifty. Okay. So let's now look at some of the stocks which are having long build up currently, and we'll also look at stocks which are having a short build up currently. Any questions so far? Anybody? Everybody with me? Hope you are finding this analysis useful. Okay, thank you. Okay, so before we move ahead, I just want to give a quick overview of the services that RGS is having. As I said, RGS is having various investment management services. So we have PMS equity service on profit sharing basis. Then we have consulting or advisory service, wherein advisory is provided for stocks and or derivatives, depending upon what your preference is. You can go for only stocks, only derivative, or combination also. And then there is a fixed return or fund management service which is also available. So if you want to discuss in detail any of these, you can get in touch with me and we can discuss one on one. Okay, so let's move on. And there is a training, upcoming training on 27th of July in Pune. So it will be a free training, and anybody who is here in Pune or nearby is welcome to attend it. I'll share again details of that. So let's come back to our further analysis. Let us look at the stocks with long built up. I'm not sure how many stocks are having a long built up currently. The market is bearish, so most of the stocks should be having a short built up. Okay. So only two stocks are having a long built up. Okay. So on the shorter time frame and on the medium term outlook. So on the both time frames, out of all the futures stocks, only two stocks are having proper long build up as per data. As I said earlier, Glenmark you can buy in case there is a dip in Glenmark. On the shorter time frame, if you want to see, there are a few more stocks: Hindustan Unilever, Paytm, and RBL Bank. These are some more stocks which are having a little bit of a long build up. On the short build up point of view, there is a long list, and that is why the market is bearish, right? We saw it on the charts also. So many stocks are bearish. So if you are holding positions in any of these stocks, probably you might want to keep stop loss, and if required, you can exit partially or fully some of these stocks. And in case some of these stocks are going higher, you might want to take short positions. Like I had shared a short position on TCS, I had shared a short position on Reliance also. Okay. Any particular stock anybody wants me to take a look at? We can check out some stocks here. You can type in the chat box if you want me to check any stock. BSE. Okay, let us see BSE. BSE is having a significant short built up. बहुत ज़्यादा नीचे जा रहा है. अब इसमें प्रॉफिट बुकिंग किया होगा तो अच्छा है, क्योंकि काफ़ी ऊपर गया था. प्रॉफिट बुकिंग करना चाहिए टाइम टू टाइम, अदरवाइज दिस स्टॉक्स आर वोलेटाइल एंड 10% 20% ड्रॉप्स इसमें आते रहते हैं. आई वांट टू चेक आउट अल्ट्राटेक. So Ultratech Cement from the medium term point of view it is long built up. अभी इसमें थोड़ा शॉर्टर टाइम फ्रेम पे शॉर्ट बिल्टअप हो रहा है, बट अगर इसमें डीप आता है तो यू कैन बाय अल्ट्राटेक सीमेंट. अल्ट्राटेक सीमेंट में अच्छा रिजल्ट्स एक्सपेक्टेड है, and good recovery is there in the cement sector. A lot of cement sector stocks are doing good. Okay, SBI, BEL, Tata Motors. Let us take a look. Messrs SBI. So SBI is a mix picture currently. Okay, So it is going slightly higher, but it's not exactly bullish. It is doing short covering on the medium term outlook. It is short built up. तो ये 780 के आसपास जा सकता है. करंटली अराउंड 810 इसका प्राइस चल रहा है. सो आई विल नॉट बी सरप्राइज इफ इट टचेस 780 एंड फॉर दैट मैटर 750 भी जा सकता है. 780 जाने के चांसेस हाई है एसबीआई के. बीएल बीएल प्रॉपर शॉर्ट है. गोइंग डाउन एंड डाउन अगेन लाइक बीएसई. अगर आपने इसमें प्रॉफिट बुकिंग किया है तो अच्छा है, अदरवाइज यू माइट वांट टू लुक एट योर स्टॉप लॉस. टाटा मोटर्स तो बेरिश ट्रेंड चालू ही है. अगेन प्रॉपर शॉर्ट बिल्डअप इज देयर. 683 चल रहा है. टाटा मोटर्स हैज बीन वेरी बेरिश. स्पेशली क्या है कि बिकॉज ऑफ द इश्यूज इन यूरोप इन चाइना, जेएलआर इज नॉट डूइंग गुड. एंड वो जेएलआर जब तक प्रॉपर रिकवर नहीं होता है तो टाटा मोटर्स के लिए प्रॉब्लम है. और इंडिया मार्केट में भी ओवरऑल इट्स फेसिंग लॉट ऑफ कंपटीशन एंड लॉट ऑफ चैलेंजेस. सो नॉट अ ग्रेट स्टॉक टू होल्ड. Okay, so let's move on. So we looked at long built up, we looked at short built up. We'll also look at डेटा. एफआईआई का बाइंग का ट्रेंड क्या चल रहा है और डोमेस्टिक इन्वेस्टर इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स का क्या ट्रेंड चल रहा है. लेट अस टेक अ क्विक लुक एट इट. So FII on 11 July there was a heavy selling from the FIIs. और इसके पहले के जो डेज थे they were doing little bit of buying, not great. Okay, so mostly FII are net sellers here. DI का देखते हैं तो DI का कंटिन्यूस बाइंग चालू है. पीपल आर इंडिया के जो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स है उनको whether it is bull market, bear market, there is no analysis, there is no study, people keep on buying. So DI का buying चालू ही है. That's okay. So people have to really look at the proper levels. So net on Friday there was a heavy selling, although supported by DIs. There was some buying in the previous week, but overall trend is from the FII DI buying point of view is bearish. Okay, तो ये हमेशा आपको देखना चाहिए. I mean if possible, इफ यू आर अ रेगुलर मार्केट पार्टिसिपेंट एटलीस्ट आपको डेली देखना चाहिए. इफ नॉट डेली एटलीस्ट वीकली तो भी आपको देखना चाहिए. So that's it from my side. I have covered most of the points I wanted to cover today. So most of you are already there in RGS Alpha. So if you are not there in RGS Alpha, you are welcome to join. You can suggest your friends, contacts, etc., who are active in the market to join this group. Just by being part of this group and following the group updates, people are making money. So that's something nice. Any other general questions if you want to ask about markets or any events, I can quickly take a question or two, or we can move on. So there is a question about gold. Should we buy gold currently? So I think gold is overall quite bullish. तो gold आप accumulate कर सकते हो as and when you get dips in gold. Definitely आपको buy करते रहना चाहिए. I am not saying do lot of allocation to gold, but maybe एक 10% 20% आपका portfolio में अगर आप gold रखते हो तो इट्स गुड ओवरऑल फ्रॉम द मार्केट वोलेटिलिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. एंड आपको हेजिंग भी प्रोवाइड करता है. एंड एज एन एसेट इट्स डूइंग गुड. आपको रिटर्न भी उसमें 15% 20% एनुअली रिटर्न निकल रहा है गोल्ड में. सो या इट्स गुड टू बी accumulating gold. Okay, so thank you for joining and wish you all a profitable week ahead. Thank you. Bye bye.